What a crowd! What a crowd!
Good morning, everybody.
Good
morning, everybody. Afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Glenn.
Yeah, it is a.
Do you know when that guy's dancing, the young lad with the red trousers, when he goes down, and it always makes me think that would really hurt my knees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you do that? You know.
Well,
I mean, why would you do it anyway, even if it didn't hurt your knees? You know.
Well, I think it's because you can. It's got to be like Mount Everest, you know.
Yeah.
It's there because you can.
I want to
you got to
dance
make
like,
money somehow, right?
I want to dance like the guy in the red jacket. I think he's fantastic.
Oh
the guy
yeah.
dancing with that lady and he's just moving. It's fantastic.
Yes.
I'm just stiff as a board. I don't dance.
So I grew up with the Jeffersons. That was my favorite show growing up as a kid. Believe it or not.
Never seen that.
But of course, it was reruns. I mean, I didn't actually grow up with them.
Yeah.
It was all reruns by the time
I tell you, there's something
daytime
interesting to do with reruns. I grew up with I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
And then later, I was watching that when I'm sort of 6 and 7. And then later, I found out that it was already 10 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Early 50s.
Yeah.
Amazing, you know.
But I used to love it, man. That theme song would come on like, moving on up
Yeah.
to the east side. Yeah, loved it. I mean, I was like, I would sing that song, go around the house.
Shows you can't watch now.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like
I loved it. I would always love it when, whenever Jefferson and Bunker would get together. Archie. Those two, I'll tell you what, they're problematic. They're problematic.
We've been watching on YouTube. We've been watching Lauren Hardy and the Marx Brothers.
oh wow.
You won't get funny. You won't get funnier than that. And they're all from like 1932. You know, but the humor's funny.
That is pretty good stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, my co-host with the mo-host, Nick, my bro-host. My bro-host with the mo-host.
Bro-host with mo-host. Oh, this is... Life is good, folks. Life is truly good. I'm in a great mood this week because I have a little bit of a rant. It's a good one. Bear with me, because Luke's asking me what I did this week. This week, I did a gig for the library, for which I got paid, like last week. But this week I built a swing set for my kid, a little one, you know, but. With gas prices and stuff, it makes sense to try to upgrade the facilities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the part of why I wanted to talk about that is when you buy with the people who are going to show up in the chat, our chat is already amazing. Or Glenn, or you buy from Luke, it's not like you're buying something at Walmart that's a few cents distributed about amid some tiny people, and then the rest goes to somebody who has more money. Probably makes more money in a year, if not in a day, than you'll make your entire life. It goes to, well, what you do with the money? Well, money that doesn't go to upgrading my channel. Thank you, Luke. Some of you may notice my sound and audio is a bit better.
Yeah, it's looking good today.
Yeah. Goes to, I'm building a swing set for my autistic son. You know? So keep that in mind. As gas prices go up and you're like, well, what am I going to spend my money on? You know, everything gets tight. We're not affecting inflation. We're just trying to survive. Everyone else is price gouging to mess each other over.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that. And it's an opportunity to be smart. I think the pandemic trained us. You know, oh no, gas prices, we may have to stay home. I think we know how to do that now. You know, everybody's complaining, but it's like, wait. It's not like it was before the pandemic. You know how to order in. If you don't want to, spend your gas on stuff, you know how to get stuff. You know what Amazon will sell you? A lot of people don't know this, and it might shock you. I love miniature golf. I love putt-putt. I think it's one of the best things you can do with your family. It's great fun. They'll send you putt-putt holes.
Yeah.
For like $20 bucks, you can get a bunch of putt-putt holes in bulk. So I'm going to take a post hole digger and post hole digger. Don't anyone mishear me on that.
Post hole digger.
Right.
Post hole digger.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take part of my lawn, and I'm going to turn different parts into at least 4 miniature golf holes. Because 1, I won't have to mow as much. Because if I rig it where I don't have to, then I don't have to. And 2, we can do it at home. Thinking way outside of the box is what's going to make life better for us and really tweak the big corporations.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've always had a home putt-putt course. Usually it involves cottage cheese tubs that I've drilled holes in because they were free. But since I've got my house now, I wanted to upgrade a little bit. And you can. There's no reason. I know people, I wish I had a golf course, you know. If I were a millionaire, I wish I had a golf course. And it's like, do you have a yard?
Make a little bitty one.
Make a putting hole, because really, most of the golf that you play is hit it. It goes a long ways. You either walk or you roll forever.
That's where the real game's at, is in that short game. If you can nail that short game, you're gonna be better.
Yeah, but you've got to get there first.
Right. Well,
it's all relative.
I've got my methods.
That's true too. That's true too. But I'm just saying, you can do that.
I'll hit one, but I like to keep one in my pocket, so that once I finally get over there, I can just. I'm joking.
What you do
I
is
do
you have
not
a hole
condone
in
cheating.
Your pocket, you know, like any good
MI6 spy.
Right, and you drop the golf ball, it goes right down your leg, and you just kind of aim it where it needs to be. No, I would never
So Nick,
do
you've
that.
been doing a swing set. You've been setting up some new computer gear.
Yes.
Your picture looks good. Your sound is great.
I have my reward for getting my office done, which it's not, is setting up the incredible tablet that you sent me.
Very cool.
I have a. I'm gonna hold it up if I can get it.
You're like me. So you're like, I've got new tech, which means now I've got to improve. I've got to up my game.
Right.
Which is what. Yeah, that's you and I are very similar in that.
You invest in yourself, and then you reward yourself for the progress by investing in the better tools. It's just like it woodworking or anything else.
Yep. I've got some new tech this week.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Look at that. Oh, let's throw a little bit of Miracle Grow on that screen there so people can really see that. Look at that.
It's called a pencil.
Yeah. All right,
it's really good.
Alec.
What you do is you attach it to the end of your arm, and you try and draw. So
okay, Glenn.
So I drew this. Let me show you this. Even I'm impressed with this. Look at that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
That is gorgeous, Glenn.
But now what happens if you want to take the colors out and just have your inks?
I scan it. I scan the pencils, I scan the inks, and I scan the colours.
Oh, well, that takes a long time to do, doesn't it?
It takes about 10 seconds to scan.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of equipment do you have to do that scanning?
An A3 colour scanner.
All right, there you go. How much does that cost?
£300.
Oh,
$380.
That's about.
It's also a printer, scanner.
Oh, you got it all in one.
Got that all in one. Is that large format? Can it do 11 by 17?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, I'm jealous.
How'd you get it so cheap?
I don't know. That's what they wanted, so that's what I gave them.
I'll tell you what. I love that answer. Glenn's like, I don't know. That's what they wanted. That's what I gave them. You know what it reminds me of? Johnny Cash.
Go on.
You know, when they're like, why do you wear black? It's all I got. Why do you play how'd you get your sound? Because I can't play no better. That's like, that was it. Like, that was his whole answer. Johnny Cash, I tell you, I love that man. Love that man. But, hey, before we get going, we've got some fun stuff today.
Oh, yeah.
So last week, we got about as salty as we possibly could.
Oh, my God.
With some of that. I'll tell you.
Oh, God.
One of the dumbest, most culturally insensitive things to ever come out in the world we showed last week. This week, we are not doing that. No. This week, we're just going to have a bit of fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to show you some new products that's out on the market. So yeah, so before we do that, let's get into the chat, see who else here, and say good morning to everybody. So we've got the Raging 2, we've got Nita saying good morning, guys. Good morning to you, Nita. Today we may get a copyright strike today. I don't know. Okay, I'm fully prepared for that. Fully prepared for copyright strike, but we're still gonna have a good time. We got Marv V here saying greetings, Marv V. It's good to have you. And then we've got Muhammad Zanair here who says hi, Luke. Good morning to you. And he says, I have sent you a message in inbox. Can you reply to it? I just, while we were talking earlier, I was checking, and I don't see a message from you. So if you could let me know where you sent that to. I've got a couple of different places on Facebook and YouTube and different places that people can contact me. So if you could let me know where that was, I can try to reply to that while we're having a good time here this morning. We've got Nick in the chat also this morning, wishing everybody a good morning. Good morning, Bacon Nation. Thank you for mentioning Bacon Nation, Nick, because I do want to mention that we do have some channel members, and we have channel membership now. We have super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. And so I do want to encourage you that if you like what we do here, maybe consider becoming a member. You get a special icon and you get access to emojis that nobody else gets. Plus, you're going to get extra access for that. Right now, I do want to thank our channel members who include Rion. Rion is one of our channel members, our newest one, by the way. Telepathic Bunny Comics is one of our channel members, and also Geek Avenger. So I want to thank those three for becoming channel members, and you could be part of that group, part of that elite club. It doesn't cost much, $3 a month to become a member. So I would encourage you to check that out and consider becoming a member and helping us get content and stuff like what we're going to show today. So we got Hojo here. Hail Hojo. Good to see you. He says, hail chat. Had to watch an episode of Babylon 5 last night after yesterday's chat with Nick and T-Buns. It still holds up. Babylon 5.
Babylon 5 is my answer to the Star Wars Star Trek debate. When people get yelling at each other, I go, no. Babylon 5 and then maybe Stargate. You know what I mean?
The first thing I ever bought on eBay was the complete set of Babylon 5
because
on
you're a man
DVD.
of quality and culture.
This is it, you see?
Wow.
And I need to sit and watch it all again because it's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
It is. It really is. I mean, it holds up. It's one of the rare things that does hold up.
Yeah, I think what's one of the cleverest things about it is Straczynski, the guy who writes it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He writes brilliant aliens because I guess some people may have met them, but we haven't met them, so we don't know what they're like. And he writes brilliant aliens.
Yes.
They don't talk English and they don't falling out with their mother and all this kind of stuff, which is what we tend to do. But we sort of humanize our aliens, don't we? Because that's all we know. But I think
if they're a higher being,
I think Straczynski's actually been to Area 51 a couple of times and he met these guys.
He must have,
and he's written them.
Oh yeah, he must have.
Well, and Straczynski's part of the reason arc writing has come into favor. Because unlike Star Trek, which had here's an episode and everything's just about going to reset. I mean, yeah, this character was tortured for the whole episode, and tomorrow he's going to be just fine.
They're okay. It's like South Park. Yeah, Kenny dies, but he's not really dead.
He'll be back.
We expect
like Superman,
that,
isn't it? Superman, Batman, everybody and his dog has just died.
Everybody but Uncle Ben, I think, has come back at this point.
Well, the original Captain Marvel did not. In the comics, he got cancer.
Oh, that was awful. That was
heart-wrenching.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, I just didn't enjoy it at all. I thought it was just terrible.
Well,
just my opinion.
Yeah.
No, you're allowed them. That's why we have the show. That's what a safe space is. Everyone can have an opinion, and even if it differs, even if we get a little hot because we're.
But
human.
I'm not a fan of. Is it Jim Starlin who wrote and drew that? I'm not a fan of his work. I don't particularly go for his work. Yeah, and I thought that was. I just didn't think it was very good. Just my opinion. Yeah. Well, I understand it's one of the best selling.
I was one of those that I actually did kind of like it. Of course, I got it way after it was published.
Well, I got it back in 1982, I think it was when it came out. So I think maybe I should buy it again.
I was 2 years old, so I didn't get it until I was in the 90s. I didn't read it until then, and I thought it was. By then, I thought it was pretty good. I was really into it by then. But
but I was coming off the back of Commandy and New Gods and all that sort of stuff. So it was, everybody was struggling as far as I could see.
Yeah,
Eternals,
those were pretty good. We got Mara V saying greetings, centers. Greetings to Mara V. Then we've got. Well, we got Nita singing along to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Yes. I think my voice is coming back.
It's starting to. It really is.
It's a different one. It's a lower voice, but we're getting it back. Oh, I got a new left-handed guitar. So I'm gonna relearn how to play guitar with the left hand. So
I'm gonna start calling you Jimmy.
I'm recording the whole thing, and I'm gonna be dropping a video this weekend, kind of documenting the beginning of this process. And every couple of weeks I'll have a new video out about my practice and how it's going.
Let me give you some encouragement here with the turning it around to be left-handed. I'm left-handed. But you know David Bowie, he plays guitar right-handed, but he's actually left-handed. And when he was younger, when he was learning, he couldn't get anybody to change the strings around, and he didn't know how to do it. So he played it right-handed, and he stayed right-handed.
Yeah, it is possible.
That's what he said. I'm sure he could have gone to the shop or whatever they'd done it, or maybe he could have done it himself, but he didn't. That's what he did. It
is totally possible to do both. To be able to do it. It's just rewriting the algorithms in your brain, and so that's thinking in those terms. That's what I'm going to do. And then Nita says no. It's you're buying Nita's kids' art supplies, curriculum shoes. LOL. Yeah. So definitely support the little guy for certain. And then we've got Randy Zimmer. Oh nope, we got Johnny Cage here today.
Hey Johnny.
He said hole. He said hole. Yeah.
I was telling Marvel they need to hire you.
Digger.
They won't listen, but I
Johnny is.
They need to hire you.
Johnny's a talented guy. I still need to get a commission from you, Johnny. Make sure you're hitting me up this week or when you're available, when you've got some free time, and I'll fill your free time with some beautiful lady hybrid art. So, and we got Randy Zimmerman in the house today. Hoss. Randy Zimmerman says, "Putt is life. Putt is life." I'll tell you, that was the place to date back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah. Great thing to do with the.
And Nita, along with me, thought, smart Alec.
Yeah.
I got my new tech. My pencil goes on the end of my arm. Does beautiful things. All right, but yeah, it is beautiful work, Glenn.
They have mechanical ones that self-play.
They got mechanical ones now. Did you know that, Glenn? They make them with mechanical pencils now. What's the world coming to?
Let me just say that people seem to think that if they buy all the tech and all the stuff, they can do it.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
I'm agreeing. I am totally agreeing.
But you're absolutely.
There's this rare thing called talent, you see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They I'm going to buy the most expensive tablet, use the most expensive software, and shouldn't I just be an amazing artist now?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Right.
I've seen people do that before. They bought the most expensive Copics, the most expensive inking pens, pencils, everything that you can think of. They're like, I don't know why I'm not getting any better. It's because you're wasting time.
Well, I used to go to school with a guy, and he didn't even know how to kick a football or a soccer ball to you. He didn't know how to kick it. But he used to turn up at the beginning of the school year with the brand new Manchester United kit. He'd have the new boots and shirt and shorts, and he looked fantastic. But he couldn't kick the ball. And there was another guy who had a scruffy T-shirt and played in his underwear, and he was absolutely brilliant. So it goes to show that you need to.
I love guitar players like this too. So back in the day, I was in a band. We were all poor, right? So we didn't have but like, at the best, maybe $300-400 guitars, cheap amps, and all that kind of stuff. And we play out with this band, right? And I mean, these are little trust fund kids coming in here. They've got, I'm telling you, big motif pianos, expensive. We're talking, this one kid had a $4,000 guitar. They had the best amps. They had everything. Man, they sucked. They were terrible. And I was like, look, it just goes to show. It doesn't matter how good the equipment is. It really comes down to the user, and I think we all can agree to that. Man,
there's that other thing about the practice thing. I don't agree with it. Practice makes you better. It doesn't make you be able to do it. I'll give you an example that I always give. Have you heard of a footballer called George Best?
Yes.
Soccer player called George Best. Right. He was probably in his time the best player in the world. Certainly in the top 3 in the 60s and 70s. Right.
Yeah.
And he apparently never went to training. He was always with some girl somewhere, getting drunk and whatever. He never went to training. Now, all those guys who went to training weren't as good as he was. So where did he get it from? Because people say if you practice, you'll get there. Well, you won't. Like I always said it before.
Not always.
I've been singing every day for 60 years, and I still don't sound like Marvin Gaye. And he's been dead for 20 years.
And you're never going to.
This is a good
No,
point.
exactly, because I've not got that talent.
This is a good point to talk on, because there are people who go to both extremes of this. You know what I'm saying? Where you will always start with a certain level of talent and natural affinity towards any activity, art, any creative activity, especially. But if you work at it, you can get better.
Yeah.
If you don't work at it, you won't get better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I said.
Practice will make you more consistent, no matter what.
Yeah, that whole practice makes perfect thing. That doesn't exist.
No,
Practice does make better. Here's and if you want to draw, I saw someone post on Twitter the other day, yesterday actually. I was reading it last night. They said, people say just draw, and you'll get better. They go, I just don't know if this drawing thing's for me. Like I'm drawing my butt off, and nothing's happening.
Yeah, and you'll also. Sorry.
I was going to say there's two things with that. Sometimes maybe it's not for you. Maybe that's just not, your brain doesn't work that way. But most of the time, you don't see your improvement.
Right.
Because it's gradual over time. You don't see it.
Art is one of those, especially when you're starting out. Art is one of those terrible things where by the time you're done with an image, you're better because you've learned you've made tweaks. Every time you've erased something and changed it to make better, that's you admitting you've learned a better way to do something. So theoretically, the artist with the experience, you are more experienced at the end.
Yeah.
So your art will never fully look as good to you as it should because when
you're
you
better
start,
by the end of it.
You weren't as good as you are at the end.
Yep.
It's a really cool thing.
Real life thing here. I finished a page for the latest Hybrids book that I'm doing. Hybrids 9, the Killing Field Part 4, the final one.
Final Killing Field, not Final Hybrids, folks.
Final Killing Field. I finished the page, and I left it for a day or two. I didn't send it off to the colorist.
Oh.
Not because I didn't intend to, just because I got distracted. And I'm like, oh, I need to upload that for him. Well, I came back to it. And I'm like, I don't like that. I'm like, I need to fix that. And so I went back in. I fixed one or two things, and I was like, I gotta fix this. It's gonna eat me up if I don't. It's too pivotal of a page to not do it.
Right.
So but now I guarantee by the time I get the colors back, I'm like, man, I could have done better there.
Yeah.
Because I'm always a few months ahead of where people think I am. So it's like by the time, we've got Hybrids 8, that's off to the printer now, and I should be getting those back here pretty soon. And by the way, I got a book called Tiger Blue from Fowler, Matt Fowler, and his printer is the same printer I'm using. Great works, and I'm so super excited about getting the books in because I'm like, oh, it's gonna look amazing. But when that book comes in and I send it out, I want everyone to understand that I'm happy and proud of how that turned out, but I'm still like, I can do better.
Yeah,
I can do better. There's things in it that
don't forget, ordinarily with people as well, Nick was right about you do get better and your level does go higher, but there is an ultimate level that most people reach.
Right.
And it might be two steps, they can't go any further.
Yeah.
And so I would, it's like I said to you about the singing thing. If I could, I would love to be able to sing. If I could swap my level of whatever talent I have in art and have a voice as good or bad as what that is, does that make sense? I would swap it in an instant to be able to sing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And,
wow. And there's probably other people who would.
Same thing.
Yeah, there's other people who think the opposite. Boy, if I would trade my talent for yours. Yeah, but that's where we got to be content with who we are and what we got, right?
And that's the other great point that you're making, and I don't know if you realize it. You still sing every day.
Yeah.
Now, one of the hardest things about traveling in the circles I travel in is I'm not just a low-level artist. I'm one who's had to restart a couple times because of nerve damage and stuff. Luke knows what that's like. It's hard to not be as good as you used to be physically, and then to be surrounded by the greats, you know? Now, I've been training people to sword fight for 20 years. I worked with one guy who he was in qualifications for the Olympics when he blew out his knee. He was right up there, peak of almost as high as the human can go in fencing. And I've worked with people who can barely hold a sword in their hand because they're so arthritic or they have things. You don't have to be the best, and you don't even have to monetize to have what you're doing mean something. And I think that's important, because when we pick apart the truly successful people, like the argument that was going on with Daphne's thing between Mike Mignola and Kirby. I'm sorry, it's just so abhorrent.
Both great guys, both great artists.
I mean, these are two of the greatest artists in modern history.
Yeah.
Radically different styles. They don't need to necessarily be pitted against each other, you know?
Which I never would. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, art is so subjective.
Right.
But you find your niche and you do it.
But my point is, if all you do is you draw stick figures and they make you happy, and maybe they make somebody else happy, you know what I mean? And then rock out with your stick figures. Never feel bad for reaching the level that you're competent at. And if it's not higher than somebody else, or it is higher, don't feel bad about it. Now, never stop trying, because that's the point of life. Life is forever charging the enemy.
Yeah, yeah.
But
what people don't realize, I think, is that if you got, it's a waste of time and energy putting any saying, oh, this person is better than Kirby, because Kirby was there first. I know there were other people around, but his greatness was always there. And it's like people. I've heard people saying that the Beatles were better than Elvis. Well, apart from the fact that they're not the same, if there hadn't have been an Elvis, there wouldn't have been a Beatles. And if there hadn't have been black music and soul music and R&B, there wouldn't have been an Elvis. So how far do you go back to what it is? You know, and if you think of Elvis as a king of rock and roll, as he's supposed to be, or well, he is, and then all those other people came along, and Lennon and McCartney were influenced two ways. One, because of Elvis, because he was so gorgeous and all the girls loved him and he was a great singer and all that. But also at the same time, Buddy Holly was writing songs and showed the average guy not the average guy, but that a person could write songs and sing them, perform them. Because Buddy Holly, with his glasses and his geeky look, he's not the most handsome man, is he? But Elvis is really, really good looking, isn't he? Right? And then, do you see what I mean? So Lennon McCartney had influences from both sides: how to be a rocker, or at least try, and how to write songs, or at least try.
Yeah.
At least try. That's the thing. There's the thing. At least try. Everybody should at least try. I say the same thing to streamers. I tell the same thing to people that like to stream. It's like, well, my channel's not growing. I don't have many subscribers. I don't have many people watching my lives. Doesn't matter if you've got 5 or 500 or 5,000 watching. If you've got anybody coming along and enjoying what you're doing, just keep doing it. Have fun with it. Don't try to compare yourself to other people. Now let's get back to the chat here.
One quick thing. There is one person you should compare yourself, because I say this every Friday. You are lapping the version of you that is sitting on the couch eating Cheetos and saying, well, I'd write a book. I could write a better book, and not doing anything. That's your enemy.
Do it.
That's
man, I watched this.
Does that
I watched this band just go off. They had this guy that apparently kept coming to their shows or whatever, and was just heckling them from the crowd. And finally, they're like, you come up here and you play guitar better than us. You come up here and you sing better than us, right? If you're so good, do it. You come up here and you do it. Yeah. People are here to listen to us. They're not here to listen to you.
Right. Well, there's like when people say everybody's got a book in them. Well, 99. This is going to sound really bad, but I don't care. 99.9% of people on the planet don't know the difference between an idea and a plot. So how have they got a book in them?
They don't.
They have a great idea about going to the moon. Okay.
What's the plot?
What happens? Tell me what happens.
Who are the characters?
Yeah, why? Why are you going? How are you getting there?
What's the conflict?
What happens?
That's the personal responsibility. If you have that little spark, okay? Anybody who's had to start a fire to get warm, you can't just, I have a spark now, I'm warm. No, that takes effort. It takes nurture. It takes hard work. It takes the breath out of your lungs to get that to a roaring fire. And down in the chat, Johnny Cage said, not all practice is created equal. You got to practice the right way.
You do.
That's the other thing. There is a huge responsibility if you have that spark. It is a gift. And I believe that truly. Every talent is a gift. Yeah. But then you have to put in the hours to make it mean something.
And, speaking of chat, let's get back to it because I have a debate that I want to cover here real quick, okay? So, all right, always get copyrights flagged. It's okay. It's all good. They keep us interesting. Marv says that SG1 love it. Saw the 10 seasons twice. Yes. Zim says over on the Zimcast says B5 is evergreen, timeless. I have the pilot script signed to me by JMS. I tell everyone to just watch the first 4 episodes of the first season and you're hooked. And absolutely true. Babylon 5 will definitely do that for you. We've got some good morning back and forth. We have Hojo saying Ringo Starr plays left-handed on drums because he emulated people on TV. Phil Collins too, I think.
No, that's not right. Ringo Starr is left-handed and he plays a right-handed set. And he said that for 50 years, 60 years of his life, he's been trying to learn to play left-handed. But the drums don't set up that way. So. Okay.
Yeah, well, they do if you know how.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you what he said. I'm
telling you as a musician, they do if you know how.
Okay. There are things I love about Luke and the fact that, like, there's a point that transcends arrogance. Just like, hold on, I'm going to meet that Ringo freaking Starr. Bam!
Ringo was on a TV show only a few weeks ago, and he said he's left-handed and he's had to play right-handed. So I'm just telling you what he said. I could work out why you couldn't set up a drum set left-handed, but I'm not a drummer, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, I worked at a music store, so guess what?
I believe it.
I'm not a drummer. I can set up a drum set left-handed.
Well, I believe you. I don't know.
There are a lot of roadies out there who could set up a drum set in their sleep, but they couldn't put 2 sticks together.
Yeah.
I think it's like David Bowie. I think he learned because that's what he saw, and he was.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. Hojo says, check out Johnny's recent pinup. Definitely check out his stuff. For certain. Hojo also says, it's like people buying expensive basketball shoes thinking they can play like MJ. You have to put in the work. You really do. You really do. Those expensive shoes or those pumpers. Remember the Reebok pumps? Yeah. You know what those pumps did? They gave you confidence. There's something about it. It was like airing up the ego, the confidence booster that you needed. But yeah, I digress.
Those TiVo pumps, by Reebok.
Yeah. Marv says, in my humble opinion, you can be a great digital artist, but you'll never be a master. Only traditional artists are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I completely disagree with that because once we've cut down all the trees, what y'all going to do?
Once the electricity runs out, what are you going to do?
Oh.
I can draw in the mud with my finger.
Yeah. Now I say this because I actually draw both. I'm do traditional and digital.
In the mud.
But my bread and butter comes from digital. Like that's
fair enough. It's
I'm
okay.
making. I mean,
it's okay.
That's that right now because not a lot of people know this, but soon we'll be announcing that my days in vocational ministry are limited, very limited at this point. We've kind of got ourselves an end date on when that's going to happen, and so soon and very soon, I'm going to be drawing full time. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing,
folks,
this is going to be my full-time gig.
Luke's going to be going through some economic tightness in the near future.
Yeah.
So if you've ever thought about hitting up his PayPal or becoming brothers and sisters, now's the time to pass.
Preach, brother.
For Reverend Luke Stone, who's moving on to grander and more colorful things.
We throw that tip jar, that ticket offering.
If you have it in your pocketbook, please give Give till it hurts. Give till
Shine
it hurts.
a light on it, brother. Shine a light on it.
I need a second Learjet. Give me all your money.
I'll tell you what, I must be doing ministry wrong because that has never been the case for me.
Well, that's
you know,
how
I see all these TV preachers.
Right. That's like the everlasting gobstopper in Willy Wonka, isn't it? When she wants two everlasting gobstopper. So that ministry guy, he's got a Learjet and he wants another one.
Yeah,
you know, how many Learjets do you need?
Well, don't you know? It's because he actually said it's because he's attacked by demons.
Demons in this
When
tube.
he
You're in this long metal tube with a bunch
Hallelujah.
of demons, and they're going to kill you. And I'll tell you,
He's not the fool, is he?
No.
He's not the fool. The people who write the checks are the fools.
Yes.
You know what? It's the tragedy.
Oh, it is. It's so sad.
I see a con like that because that's what it is. It's a con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do believe that I would not want to be that man when it comes time to answer what you do, because you don't want to do. I don't think you'd want to do stuff in the boss's name like that.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you what. You want to know what church to go to? Find a church where all they preach is the Bible, not their opinions, and the pastor, not necessarily works a full-time job, but he's not driving the best cars or anything like that. You know, he's not wearing, $1,000 tennis shoes. He's dressed humbly. Look for the heart, the humility in the heart. That's how you know you're following. You're going to the right kind of church.
Guys. I was just getting into this. I'm sorry about
Yeah, it's too bad.
I've got
we always have the best conversations, Glenn.
All right, Glenn. You have a good day. Everybody, check out Glenn and his stuff.
When I finished, I'll come. I'll see if you're still on and come back.
Sure.
I don't know whether you're here.
Yeah. Who knows? We might still be here because we have some fun stuff to cover today.
Right. Okay.
So,
thanks a lot, Alice. I'll see you soon.
All right. We'll see you, buddy. Bye.
See you.
All right. So we've got Johnny Cage saying, "Not all practice is created equal. Got to practice the right way," and that is true. You can practice bad habits over and over again, and just get yourself in worse condition. We've got Pedro Hang here this morning. Good morning.
Oh, hey,
good morning,
Pedro.
all. Hail to the bacon. Hail to the bacon, Pedro. Hail to the bacon. Hojo says, well, there you go, Glenn. Thanks for the correction. I knew it was opposite, and yes, you can set up a kit the opposite way. I've done it many times, yeah. It's very possible to set up anything the opposite way. It just takes a little extra work sometimes.
Ask a man from Florida how to do it backwards.
A man from Florida knows how to do anything backwards. Everything's backwards here. I love that. Good one, man. We've got Jody McPhee here. Good morning, all. Good morning. It's good to see you today. And then, hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Yeah. Hey, Joe. All right. What do we got going on here? Jody says, this has turned into Luke's favorite show, The Jeffersons. Yeah, I do. I love The Jeffersons. And then, Mark Vita saying, take care, Glenn. And we've got Hojo here saying, when I was stationed in Tennessee, they had a radio commercial called Junk for Jesus, where you donate cars they chop up. Don't like your Ford? Give it to the Lord. Hashtag scam. That is a scam if I've ever heard one.
That's one of my favorite responses, and this is how I've shocked, because I've gone church shopping before. Mm-hmm. And that sounds like a horrible word, but I don't know any other way to describe it. Church interview, you go sit down, and I ask them the same thing. What's your community outreach?
Yeah.
What kind of charity are you doing? Well, I'm not even chasing the conversion. Are you doing good work so that people will ask the question? And when they look at me and blink,
how do you treat guests?
Yeah,
that come in. Yeah, so at some point this year, I'm going to be doing that for the first time in more than a decade. Because for more than a decade, I've been in vocational ministry, which means, I've gone to the church I've worked at. Yeah. So now it's like it's wide open. At some point here, what am I going to do? And this year's going to be a very interesting year.
It's a great place to be because it's an opportunity when you let go of the reins.
Yeah.
And I'm getting biblical, and for that offense, anybody.
Oh, hey.
I apologize for making you uncomfortable, but not for what I say. If you let go of when life makes you let go of the reins, I have seen incredible things happen because then it's not you making the decision. You're just let the boss handle it.
Yeah.
And you pay attention. So yeah.
Marv says, look what the Def Leppard's drummer did. Yeah, he's only got one arm and he manages, and so it's possible to do whatever, and that's why I'm gonna Nick, that's why I'm going to document the entire process, because I want it to, it's not for content, it's for inspiration.
It's going to do two things. First off, in the process, it's going to give you accountability. Mm-hmm. Because if you're documenting it, you have to sit down and do it. And when it starts to hit that really hard where you don't want to, where the pain and the frustration in any learning that's happened, you've got that accountability to help guide you through.
So, someone's watching. I know I've promised every couple of weeks a video's coming out. Absolutely.
And then it's going to be inspiration for the folks to follow.
Joe is thanking Hojo for that one. That is funny. I'm that don't like your forward, give it to the Lord. That's going to make it into conversation over lunch today. And I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be a chat without Frog G. Frog G was just on a show last night, announced some great things about his comic coming out, and so excited. We're going to have Frog G on in the gallery one Thursday, not just in the chat. So Frog, whenever you're ready, you let us know and you hop right on into the gallery, okay? So pun intended. Pun intended.
We'll set you up a lily pad. It'll be great, man.
Yeah. Launching September 17th. Sign up now. Frog G's Voodoo Gods and Magic. Man, that just sounds interesting to me.
I'm looking forward to that, and I've got an opportunity coming real soon that will change how I do a few things. I can't talk about. Luke knows more than he should because Luke's my partner, so he gets to know everything. But we may talk more than you would expect, Frog G.
Yeah. Just so they made up that last part. I'll tell you what, that's clever. That is clever, Hojo.
They should have used it. They would have done more.
Yeah, they would have done better. So here's my debate, okay?
Yes.
Before we get into some other fun stuff today.
Yes.
I was wondering, who do you, and chat, chime in on this, who do you guys think would win in a fight between Batman and Spider-Man?
Now, see, I will give you the standard answer and then my answer, because Luke knows my answer. It's funny because when we first discussed it, I almost said it, referencing because I had seen this before. But we need to talk about Batman and how Batman is no longer powerless. Because
I'm listening.
DC has leaked that Batman is a metahuman, but they haven't decided why.
See, I don't like this.
I don't like it. I don't like it, but I see how they got there. And I can see how they forced it. Because Batman always has a contingency plan. For everything. And
that just means he's an incessive warrior.
Right. But
you know who else has a contingency plan for everything? Beth Stone, my wife.
Absolutely.
Because she's married to me and she understands she must have a contingency plan for
everything. Heard it here, folks. Beth Stone is
metahuman. She is a metahuman.
Okay, so if you haven't done it, you have to do it at some point. At some point, you have to have a big gathering of the hybrids and all the other people that, just one of the big crowd shots of a bunch of characters that you may throw out years later, just to tease and put Beth in there. You have to.
Yeah, I will. It will happen. It will happen.
But
all right.
That being said, Spider-Man is one of those characters who incessantly pulls his punches.
Okay.
And one of the arcs from a writing-wise I thought was interesting that is really unpopular, it's a spicy take, was the One More Day arc. Where Spider-Man has unmasked, Aunt May gets shot, Kingpin sending people after his family, everything's going to heck, and he decides he's going to start solving problems. And what you get is, it's not Spider-Man solving problems, it's Peter Parker.
Yeah.
To the point where he comes through just mangling Kingpin's men.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets there and he's in the suit and he takes the suit off. in Kingpin's office, he takes the suit off. He's got his regular clothes under it. And he goes, Spider-Man would not kill you. Spider-Man would not brutalize you. But today, he takes off the mask. I'm not Spider-Man. Messes him up. And then he puts the web shooter right in his mouth and he says, I can fill your lungs with web fluid.
Ooh.
They'll harden in about 0.15 seconds. You will die an excruciating death. I could have done this every time. Think about it. And leaves. Iron Man tries to take him down. It was in one of the freebies. He ends up beating the tar out of Iron Man and basically mid-fight webbing him to everything. So you have this scene.
All right.
So
well, you know what? Here's the thing. I think that I think the chat is kind of agreeing with you. Okay. So Hojo says, well, first Froggy says that things are good where he's at, New York hours, but things go by very fast. I understand. New York minute, right? That's why that's a thing. But Hojo says tough one. Spider-Man would throw bats off his game and frustrate him into making a mistake at first until Batman figured him out.
Yeah.
True. Joe says Spider-Man. Bruce can't deal with Peter's precognition. True. I think you're right. Someone get Beth a cape. Thank you, Froggy. Yes.
I love the imagery running through Luke's mind right now. I just saw like that going,
Batman might be on steroids, but a meta? Nah. Yeah, I agree. So, Nita's like, Spider-Man, think one more day. She was on the same path with you. One more day. Joe D. Frog G, Joe D. Look at all these. If we can rhyme our chat today. As Batman being a meta makes sense due to no one thing. The Owl from Crime Syndicate, the Owl, which is an alternative universe Bruce, is a meta. That
Batman could be meta anytime he wants. That's one thing that's scary about it. Because if you want a Green Lantern's ring, he can get it. He's done it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they're starting to classify him as a meta, just because it's literally a choice.
Yeah, I mean, how can this guy that has no powers actually stand up? Which is what I always liked about him. Here's a guy with no powers, except for being rich. Being rich is a superpower.
Rich is a superpower. Him and Ollie, the billionaire butt kickers club.
And when my Aunt May dies, I will come for you. Your life will end when hers does. Yes. But okay. So this is a fun debate, but guess what? We actually don't have to debate this.
Nope.
Okay?
Nope.
We don't have to debate this because we actually do have a video of this. This has actually happened now, okay?
This is a scientific, highly researched simulation.
Yes.
We personally put large portions of our secret fortunes into researching this. I got to deal with DARPA. It was a big thing, but I hope that we can.
Right. So, right now, let's place bets. Hojo says, talking about Batman, is compelling that he's a human. That's why he's so compelling. His mind and deduction skills are unmatched. That's not a meta-human ability.
I agree. I just see why.
I agree. So let's just take a couple of seconds here, and let's lock in Batman versus Spider-Man. Nick, who do you got?
I got a wild card.
All right, what's your wild card? Wait, hold on. We'll wait for your wild card. Chat, lock in your votes now. Spider-Man versus Batman. Batman versus Spider-Man. Who do you got? Who's going to take each other down? Like who's?
Okay, Froggy says Spider-Man.
Okay, we got a vote for Spidey. All right, got Johnny Cage. Another one for Spidey.
Hojo's going Spidey.
Hey, we got Dojo Kun here. You want to rhyme? You want to rhyme Hojo and Dojo? All right, so
hey, I got the mojo to do it.
Spider-Man. Okay, we got one for Batman. Woodrow's here.
Hey,
hard choice.
Hail
Hojo. Another one for Spidey. Okay, Dojo. Spider-Man would still win. I don't even care about prep time. Spidey every day. Okay. Web slinging, link slinging. Gotta back my boy. Yeah. And Draw. I'm calling it. So Joe's calling a draw. Good morning, Rion, one of our channel members. Welcome. Good to have you here today. The question is, who would win between Batman and Spider-Man? Right now, Spider-Man has the votes from the chat. Okay. So let's Nick, who's your pick?
Okay, now bear with me because this is a wild card. I need the most powerful entity who exists both in the DC universe and the Marvel universe.
Yes.
So we need somebody with probably time manipulation, incredible strength, speed, cognitive abilities well beyond the scope.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's only one hero in both universes.
Okay.
Who's powerful enough to do that? Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Well, let's find out. All right, Batman with a hit. Oh, there, Spidey's down. Oh, another one, a kick. Oh, sucker punching. Ooh, wait a second. What? What's happening? No way.
What's this? Is he moving in? No. One of them wasn't on the naughty list. And folks, that's why you gotta be good people.
One of them wasn't on the naughty list. Yeah. Santa Claus. Santa Claus with a win.
Better is if he had a folding chair.
I know, right? That's so
Santa
great.
Claus. What's he doing with the folding chair?
So I'll tell you, man, it is. We've got. So I titled today Danny DeVito Appreciation Day.
Yes.
As we know, one of our favorite clip sources, going through the list, is got to be Danny DeVito. I mean, we've got so many clips in here. We've got.
Yes.
I don't know if they wanted money or they wanted something more sexual.
Right. We got the.
I'm gonna go out and buy some more.
Okay.
And I think you should too.
My favorite.
You guys all think I'm a hero, and I'll accept that responsibility.
Yep. We got so many in here. Oh yeah, and we always get a request for this one.
I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring.
All right. So with that, what we've got here is this beautiful product. And I told you folks that we were going to do this from time to time. We were going to. I do have to get up here to the chat. People are. Apparently, they thought that fight was funny. I thought it was a little one-sided personally. Yeah. And Hojo.
Frog G!
Didn't see that one coming.
Frog G! Santa decked his halls! Yeah.
And that, so far, that's winning the chat this morning. Santa decked his halls. Okay, what in the name of outlaw wrestling was that? We have no idea.
That's
and Jody
what I
says,
want to see in
pay
wrestling.
homage to the trash man, the wrestler. Yes. I'll tell you. Yeah, so we've got this really cool product that I found. I told you I would find things on Amazon from time to time that's just out there. And so here's this pillow. Okay? Now, this is a Hithalo Danny DeVito funny sequin throw pillow. It's cover. All right? So you do have to put your own stuffing in this. But you can get this. Look at this. You can get Danny. Like that's really cool, right? You can do this, but there are. Oh, there's a Nick Cage one too that you can get. There are other versions too. Look at this. You can get this one.
Oh,
look at that
that
one.
is beautiful.
But you know, I do prefer this one.
Yeah, it's classy.
It is. Isn't that a great picture of Danny, by the way?
Yeah. As a little guy who's grown up in a tall world, I respect Mr. Danny DeVito. I mean, from Taxi on, I've been a big fan.
You know, I almost forgot he was in that. Joe D. McPhee says this is so much better than the Underpants. Yeah, it is better than the Underpants.
Unless
but you know
we can find a combination. You know, if you can
Danny
find
DeVito sequin underpants.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, do not put that thought out into the world. Someone will make it. But
Too
okay,
late.
so here's what I want to do. I want to,
Yeah.
you know,
Miracle Grow it.
so we've talked about looking at these things before, and I didn't want to wait. So we actually have today, I actually have the Danny DeVito pillow. So this is it in its sequin glory. And then, missed some spots down here. It's hard to do with like one functioning arm, but we're getting there.
Hey.
Should have had my lovely assistant come in here this morning and take care of it. There we go. Look at that. We have the Danny DeVito sequin pillow live and in person. So it did come with a zipper. It is not really a pillowcase. I can't imagine putting another pillow in this. But we had some what do you call that? Some stuffing.
Yeah.
Whatever. My daughter had
Cotton
it.
batting or
Yeah,
something
and so
like
we were
that.
able to put that in there. So you can stuff it as big or as little as you want, but there you go. Check that out. Danny DeVito. So we are, eventually I'm going to make a shelf full of the stuff that I buy for this show. But you can get the Danny DeVito pillow for right around $13. And I think it's a great buy. And so I'm going to go ahead and get us back down here.
Hey.
Go with some of the that is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, Woodrow, it is amazing. Now that I didn't see coming, he said, and crazy. But
I don't know if
I have something even better than the pillow. Now we might get copyright struck on this, but it's, in my opinion, I think this is worth it. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? You know what? I don't know that anyone's ready for this yet. So
in this world that we're living in, there's so many people wondering how we ever hope to clean up all this mess that we've made. There are people dying in the street, little babies with no food to eat. Sometimes it seems we should accept defeat.
Hold on, before we keep going. You can stuff it as big or as little as you want. Luke, I thought we were talking about the underwear.
That's what she said.
All right. So, had to. That's that. If that wasn't a "that's what she said" moment, I don't know what was.
Yeah.
All right. So in this world that we're living in, we should accept defeat. Let's go a little bit, back it up and go a little bit further here.
Seems we should accept defeat, but this won't make us fall. There is still one man we can call.
Who do you think that is? Who can we call?
Danny DeVito, the one that we need. Oh, you're the one who can turn this all around and lift us from the ground. I know you are my hero. You're the one who has come to save the day. We need you more than words can
Trash man.
say.
There's Trash Man.
Yeah, this one chubby little man has the power in his hand to heal the divide and bring peace to this land.
Just what I thought we
Doesn't
were
matter if
saying.
you're left or right. We know that Danny is our guy to help us put our differences aside. We can trust in this man, put our lives in his hand. I know
Johnny's lost for words.
Danny DeVito, the one that we need.
He's got his little Ziploc bag. Look.
You're the only one who can crack this egg. I'm down
DeVito for
here on
president.
my knees. I
He's got my
beg from zero to hero. It's time for a new orange fat old man, but this is one we all can stand.
for a new fat orange.
Someday you'll leave this world behind, and on that day the world will cry. And this is why Danny DeVito, wearing a Speedo, this image will unite us all. With Danny we will never fall. Who needs De Niro? This is a face we all can trust. Oh Danny, won't you come save us?
This is Mr. Beard, okay? The artist that wrote this is Mr. Beard. Check out his channel. He's great, okay? And he wrote the most perfect tribute ballad in the history of tribute ballads to Danny DeVito. I've rendered Nick speechless once again.
Not as much because I'm braced this time, but good Lord, that man can do anything. I mean, just
that bit where he throws up that flag with the.
Oh, I was like, gosh darn it, Luke! Really?
I did not plan that. You did not.
No, see.
It's just. It was just icing on the cake. It was just icing on the cake.
It's like, I like, can we go one episode? Because I did not see that coming, Luke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can we go one episode without making fun of Nazis? I don't know. One of my favorite things to do is make fun of Nazis.
Making fun of Nazis is totally acceptable.
Yeah. Until the Nazis come to kill me, which, I mean, I'll probably be making fun of them the whole way down. You know, is that the best you got? Huh?
Hey, some of us can grow a full mustache. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, some of us got accepted into art school. Anyway, yeah, so Hojo, well, now I know what I'm singing in the shower tonight. Yeah, yep. Trash Man from Hybrids was secretly inspired by Danny DeVito. I will not confirm nor deny that statement.
Or was Danny DeVito
inspired by
Trash?
Maybe.
You need to write Danny DeVito and ask if you can put him in do an homage, because just.
I'm like, Danny, I'm a huge fan. I've got a silly little nerd show on Thursday mornings. Everyone there is a huge fan. Please, can I use your likeness in my book? And maybe he'd let me do it.
I want to see a failed, maybe it's an April 1st joke, maybe just as like a one-page or one-shot, where Hybrids gets some of Trashman's DNA from a fight and tries to clone him, and instead of getting like a full clearance, they get Danny.
No, you're not going to do a twins thing.
A twins thing, yes.
So you've got Danny DeVito and Clarence in the white suits.
Right.
And the cover could be the homage to the Hulk and Wolverine in the white suits.
Yes.
Dude, it's beautiful. It must happen.
I want to see angry Danny DeVito punches people with blue lightning. You know what I mean? Amazing.
So yeah, Frog G's dropping those links to Mr. Beard. Definitely check out Mr. Beard. And go over there, comment on that video, tell him that his work was featured on Nerd Bacon and that we appreciate what he did and that we're all huge fans. And so we got Woodrow saying you can't plan, you can't plan for Danny DeVito. No, you can't. You can't plan for Danny DeVito. And Johnny Cage says you did not see that coming. Beautiful. And yes, I was thinking the same thing, Luke. Yep, so we're on the same page. Great minds think alike. Woodrow says, I love it when a plan comes together. I do love when a plan comes together. And Marv V says, I can't even pronounce that. Hello. Makes Nazis dumb as a... If you don't know what that is, it's a great series from the 80s. The best there is.
It's not quite as blatantly. It's almost like if the British tried to get Hogan's Heroes, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. I love Hogan's Heroes.
Love it. So great. Oh. So, Danny DeVito Appreciation Day. And somehow, we still worked in Nazis. It's just destined to be, Nick. I think it's destined that we will always make fun of Nazis.
Yes. Making fun of, I am incredibly pro making fun of Nazis. You just have to be careful that you don't get fired for life and fire everyone around you in a radioactive firestorm. But no.
I'll tell you, if anybody wants to cancel us for making fun of Nazis, they must be a Nazi. Speaking of which, I saw this crazy thing on social media on TikTok. This HR worker from Canada unleashed in the most insane mental patient type rant about, she goes, tip from an HR worker: be careful what you post on social media. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess maybe it's time I share it then. So I would go to my Twitter. I'm sure it's out there pretty quick to find on Twitter. So yeah, she goes nuts. And I don't want to, it's behind the scenes here. Ooh. I always get a little nervous showing behind the old curtain. You know what I mean?
Not at all. Once I get my office cleaned out, I'm just gonna start putting random things behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I'm just like
see behind the curtain, folks. It's crazy back there.
It is.
It's crazy back there. I'm so used to doing Twitter on my phone. I sometimes don't even know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, well, it's like they keep rearranging the layout. Like whatever Facebook lost its loving mind when it did this latest layout on the computer. I can barely let's move everything to the other side and randomize our icons. Sure.
Now I'm gonna have to be careful because this crazy lady uses some language. Oh. So we're gonna try to. I'll try my best to. I
mean, if you think it's not gonna be.
Yeah, well, I'll share a little bit here. So, but yeah, I kind of want you guys to get the idea. Kind of what I'm talking about here. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, so here's this lady. I'm just gonna.
Some rights and freedom that would tell you that, but since you seem to forget that, and you're all loud and proud with your big thoughts and your big ideas, and you wanna whatever fucking set up hot tubs and all.
There she goes with one of those.
I'm a recruiter. It's a small industry, smaller than you'd think. Same with HR. So, if you're looking for a job, or maybe trying to keep a job, maybe, just maybe, think what you're putting on social media.
The irony.
Again,
right?
Freedom fighters. I know you're...
Okay, so her point is she's like, and then she goes on to say here in a second, if you don't like, they don't like, they don't like the freedom fighters' politics. These truckers, these people that are, fighting, what they think is unjust government regulation, stuff like that, right? And so she's like, look, I'm an HR worker, a recruiter. We talk. We don't like you. So if you want a job, you're not going to get one. If you have a job and you want to keep it, not going to happen. And if we can't find a way to get rid of you, we're going to make sure you get the minimum amount that you can possibly make, right? And so she goes on here and immediately, so she works for a company called HRPA. And, but this is her So this crazy rant about, I don't even know what's up with those eyes, but yeah, so this is her rant about politics, you know, and how if we don't like your politics, then we're going to cancel you, kind of thing. And I'm like, this is ridiculous that she did this. But the irony in it cracks me up, right? Because now she's in trouble.
Well,
now she's under investigation, under review.
That isn't on the list of things you can legally fire somebody for.
Right.
And saying you do is like that's one of those where whether I agree with somebody or not, the issue is you still have the right to say things.
Yes.
And I mean, unless it's in your contract with HR, unless it's in your employment, these are our standards. If you do this, you can't say things on social media. It's becoming an increasing.
But politics should never be a determining factor on whether you get a job or not.
No, it shouldn't. And
but,
this is why I don't. Why I am massively untrusting of corporations of any kind.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Because I've studied the history too much, and I don't care what brand you run.
Well, here's the other problem with that. For a long time, people have been like, look, they're targeting people that have politics that are contrary to the mainstream, and people's like, no, that's a conspiracy theory. That's not happening at all. Well, guess what? One of your people drank a little too much wine and decided to go on TikTok and tell your secrets. And this company said, oh, well, we're reviewing to see if any illegal conduct has taken place. Well, she just admitted that it has taken place. So anybody that has had to work with the HRPA to get a job and feels like their politics could have had something to do with it, man, the lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit.
Oh,
I mean, and here's the problem. You know who should be in the unemployment line? People like that. Because they clearly have an elitist attitude. And your politics, come on. I mean, come on. You're trying to make a job a club where people think it's like hive mind kind of stuff. And we saw this happen before. Like whether you like him, love him, hate him, loathe him, EVS, we know that his politics played a huge part in him being let go from DC Comics. And huge part in it.
For the people who don't know, you use an acronym name. I don't always know the people.
Oh, Ethan Van Sciver. Van Sciver. He
That
was
is
the artist. He was prominently known as kind of the artist behind the Green Lantern Corps thing. So him and another writer had worked on that, and he was the artist behind that. Did amazing work. I mean, we're talking like super high level pinup work on every page, and a very, very, very talented artist. But when the Orange Man won, when Trump won, he was very happy about that and expressed his joy, which was not popular in the office apparently. And so he feels like they conspired against him to fire him, and given his track record with art and what he was doing, it seems to be that would be the case. But even if people are like, no, that's not why, that's a conspiracy. Well, guess what? They've talked about whisper networks. Yeah, but they talked about whisper networks in the comics industry, and they exposed that about a year or so ago, that there is a whisper network where they're targeting people with politics they don't like to try to get fired. So they know that they're doing that. And then this lady, she has one too many glasses of wine, decides to go on TikTok with her crazy eyes and just spread it out there what they're doing. Now I know this is not the typical nerd conversation, but if you're watching and you've got thank you, iced coffee from Wawa. Life is good. Ooh, that's a mocha mint iced coffee from Wawa. Thank you, Jesus, for this beautiful day. Amen. Wow. But anyway, to get back to this, if you're out there and you're trying to get a job, now I always used to tell my daughter, be careful what you post on social media.
Yes.
Because, employers look, if you're ever out there, you're partying and, you show that on the internet, if you, flash the camera, things like that, that stuff haunts you forever. But sharing a political view or now your faith, it's almost like they kind of write for you what your path is going to have to be,
And see, this sort of thing drives me nuts. Because I'll come out to anybody who wants to hear it or doesn't want to hear it. Don't like Trump, don't like what he stands for, think he's a horrible human being. I could go into that, but I won't because I try to be apolitical.
And that's fair.
Show. And look, I'm on a show where people would disagree with me. We do business. Because how I feel about Donald Trump has nothing to do with can I make a game.
True.
And
true.
I've had people come to me, you need to stop with hanging out with Luke and the crowd. I mean,
I'm so bad. I'm scary.
No, like serious. I've had people like,
I know
you need to be careful. And it's like, I have people who I've done business with who are militant social justice warriors. I have people who I do business with who are, they're pagans, they're Jewish, they're whatever.
I'm gonna take that crazy face off the screen. That's ooh.
Please do. I don't want to
keep staring at that.
and it's like the only way we can exchange ideas is by exchanging ideas outside of our little echo chamber.
Yeah.
And two, guys, we can't do that. Okay. Even if I disagree vehemently with somebody's politics, which shot gas pour I'm capable of. You don't mistreat and you don't go outside of the contract. I'm very big on contract.
Yeah.
We need to get that clip sometime of Mal. We'll probably get sued for it, but of Mal going, this is how it works. We do the job and we get paid.
Yeah.
Because if we want to escape the political BS, people need to realize that that's political BS.
It is. But that's why I like this clip so much.
All right. Not to worry. I have a permit. This just says I can do what I want.
That's America. That's what I got. America. But so, Nick, you and I, we've talked about this. I consider you one of my closest friends.
Absolutely. It's the same year.
There are things about my life that I've talked about with you that I haven't talked with anybody else but my wife about it. Okay. Because we're one of my closest friends in the world, right? We share our faith.
Yes, sir.
We share our love for art, for the community. Yeah. The only thing we don't share is politics.
And what's funny is most issue by issue we agree with almost, I'd say 80 to 90%.
80 to 90% of it.
It's just we don't like party politics. And
we don't like party. Yeah. And I don't care for politics. So here's the thing. I don't think that Trump is a great human being. I think he might be racist. Because he had opportunity to say, no, I'm not. And he didn't. And I'm like, just say you're not, man. Just come on, just say it, right? So here's the deal. Say after all that, keep in mind, I don't like him as a person. He doesn't represent my faith or my Christian values. But I do think he did a decent job with putting America first in politics. And personally, I can put up with some mean tweets for lower gas prices. That's just me. But I know we disagree on that.
Well,
and it's okay to disagree on that.
This is where it goes. When gas prices, there was a spike under Trump. Not like this, but there was a spike.
Yeah.
And a bunch of Democrats got mad at Trump about the gas prices. And there's a huge spike under Biden. Please don't put me in if you dislike Trump, you have to like Biden. Because I believe he's going senile. And,
right.
And,
but you mean just because you don't like one, that means you have to see, that's the problem. You can't, I don't care for Biden. I don't particularly love Trump. I thought he did a couple things, right? But in this situation, I was a registered Democrat for a long time. Right. And now I'm unregistered. I'm no longer documented.
I'm just wow. I'm just looking for someone who's vaguely competent at this point. I don't care who's just
right. I've got a vacuum cleaner that no longer works. Maybe we can make that president.
You know what? I wanted my first vote to be for Ross Perot. to give you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Ross.
Where I stood.
Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Can Ross? No one else is talking. Can I finish? Can I finish?
Giant sucking sound.
I need to finish. If you just let me. Have you even started?
Yeah, you have to laugh. I
love the guy. Nita says she saw this lady yesterday. Yeah, quite in Johnny Cage's Sigh, Stupid World. It is a stupid world. And then, this lady, she's part of the problem in the world. The arrogance is outstanding. And they call us Nazis. Yes, they do.
You know,
I think, Nick, I think that's what your aversion to joking about Nazis is. Yeah. Is because some people are like, oh, well, Luke, he's that Comicsgate guy. They're Nazis. We're not Nazis. We're not. But they don't want to believe it.
I want to put, making fun of Nazis is wonderful. As soon as you're making fun of you're punching up at a bully. Because that's my problem. Ironically, my problem with a lot of groups, doesn't matter who, is I will never support a bully. And one thing I absolutely believe is Donald Trump has all the mannerisms, actions, attitudes of a bully. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So primal Kornick has to resist, mechanically.
I see that about you. I get it.
And I have gotten punches to the face many times for saying, but you're wrong. And I got set on fire for my beliefs because I thought a white guy should be able to date a black girl. And I was set on fire.
Why not? Why should they be able to?
Because the people at the time, and there were many of them, and they were much larger, and one of them had the means to set me on fire. So when I say people cannot assail me or force a personality me into changing,
I believe in variety.
You give me you give me facts, you give me something I can work with, I'll work with it. But that's going to switch issue by issue too. And I've seen wrong on a lot of sides.
Oh yeah.
So one thing I want to talk about is Frog G said Broken Vacuum 2024. I think you're doing merch. I think we need to do a Broken Vacuum 2024 sticker.
Oh yeah, or a t-shirt.
Or a t-shirt
we should talk about merch when we're done.
Yes. Well,
we've got Nerd Bacon merch on the Luke Stone Studios website.
Yes.
You can go to the Nerd Bacon tab and you can get a shirt and a mug that's got Crispy on there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna start putting that in rotation so people can see it.
I really think Broken Vacuum 2024 because it's all off the wall. I have to find where
Frog G says, is HR a necessary job? At this point I don't think it is, because they used to be for the workers. But at this point no one's for the workers. Which is why, I joked last week about working for the mouse. But the truth is, because I'm a Christian conservative, even though I'm libertarian, I'm conservative leaning, I wouldn't be able to get a job there because
because of the HR system you're talking about right today.
The only people that it's okay to discriminate against is Christians right now. It's perfectly fine to discriminate against Christians. Everybody else no. And so and that might people might try to cancel me, but guess what? I don't care for saying that. You know why?
Not to worry. I have a permit. This just says I can do what I want.
Love for somebody to literally take, because I think it would be funny, and I don't have the digital ability to do it, take the Bill of Rights, right, and just digitally add that so when he opens up the paper, it just has the calligraphied Bill of Rights. You know what I mean? That would be great,
yeah. That would be great, yeah.
There are a lot of people I disagree with, but I will fight to incapacitation. I won't say the death because somebody might knock me out, but for your right to say, I believe in people's right to be wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I know that I'm getting ready to go into a situation where I politically disagree with some of the people I'm going to be around, but guess what? That's fine. I don't argue with people about their politics, because in my bar, I'm like, whether I agree with it or not, I give people the right to be wrong and to be stupid. I'm like, that's fine. You can.
That's what you along so well is we're diametrically opposed on this.
Yeah.
But we agree on everything else, so why worry? You know,
we both hate bullies. We both hate bullies.
Yeah.
We both hate, like freedom of speech. I believe that unequivocally, you are free to say whatever you want. You honestly, though, you're not free of the consequence. You have to understand there's consequence to it, right? But freedom of speech. I understand that because I'm outspoken conservative about many things, my Christian faith and other things like that, that I know that certain jobs are cut off from me because I publicly align with this group called Comicsgate, that people are they've got a derangement syndrome about them. And granted, there's some people within that movement that are not great people. They're bullies, they're loudmouths. Not all of them, but there's always going to be some. It's just like trying to judge the entire Democratic Party off of Biden, or trying to judge the entire Republican Party off of Trump. You can't do that because that's not everyone that's in that group. But that is it is what it is. But I know that certain things are going to be cut off from me, and I'm okay with that. Which is why, guess what, Luke, not only because of his physical limitations right now, but because of the nature of our politics in our country, I'm going my own. I'm going my own, and I'm starting my own business. And I'm praying that God blesses that, and we're able to do that, and to make, to provide for my family the best way that I can, because sometimes your path is written for you because of what you're in, and so that's kind of,
the other, using that line, Luke, you're a Christian. Mm-hmm. Your path is already written for you. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I do believe, you have a lot. It's a balance, don't use that as an excuse from responsibility. But at the end of the day, I do believe there's a plan.
Yeah.
And the world just works better when you can figure out the plan.
Oh, yeah. Hojo says that woman survives on a steady diet of The View, MSNBC, and pure unfiltered hate. She does. And in fact, in that video, she's like, we hate you. And it's like, oh, man, I'm like, she kind of looked possessed in this thing. I'm like, wow, like she's way out of line here. LL Epson Killer. Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once. I love.
And that's how it's spelled.
Our HR department says, sue. Yes, it does. And not really. Our HR department doesn't talk, which is the best way for HR to be. What's worse than one HR? One HR representative?
Two HR representatives.
Yeah. So we've got some links there for Ethan Van Skyver if you want to check out Cyberfrog's Blood Honey box. And also Wreck Planet. He just drew the last page of that. So hopefully that'll be coming back from... I gave him a little bit of money for that. I think his work's pretty entertaining.
That tells you how far behind we are. I miss Wawa. Referring to your coffee drink arrival.
Yeah. We're getting there. We're leaves to get iced coffee. Yeah. My wife brought that to me. That was great of her. Again, superpowers. She does deserve a cape. She really, really does. Don't forget to sign up for everyone's stuff. Frog G dropping these links in there. Make sure to sign up for all these things and check out these new books. Frog, we appreciate you. You are one heck of a guy. And Broken Vacuum 2024. Look for it on the merch store by next week. We'll have it up there. And then Broken Vacuum, because it doesn't suck. That's the best. And that's going to be the tagline. Frog G, we will give you full credit on that one. Broken Vacuum 24. It doesn't suck. It doesn't suck. I love it, guys. You guys are awesome. You're the best chat ever. OMG, Frog G, stay out of my joke box. Yeah, Frog G beat you too, Ojo. And we've got Cameron Christopher Payne. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Cameron. It's great to have you here today. Hopefully you caught us at a fun time. And that was about 10:30. So, not too long ago. You had us ranting about this whole thing, which is funny. Sin Killer says, Marvel is going after Christians too. Yes, they are. Now they're saying that Jesus was a mutant and that the real heaven is only for mutants. I'm not a religious guy, but that's disrespectful. They won't mess Muslims. No, they won't mess with Muslims. They do mess with Christians. I'm not happy about it. I don't buy a lot from these companies because they, I'm not one of those people that think, as a Christian, I have to cut out all secular media in my life, but I don't give people money that openly attack or are sacrilege towards my beliefs, that they don't respect. They don't respect my beliefs. It's fine if you disagree with them, because I have friends that are Muslim. I give money to people that are Muslim that do work, that have businesses, because they're great people and they do great work. So I totally respect their who they are and what they believe, even though I disagree with what they believe. But if you openly disrespect someone's belief or politics or whatever, then you deserve not to get their money. And I don't try to openly disrespect anyone that maybe agrees politically with you, Nick. I'm not fighting that, because I don't care what you believe politically, like your viewpoints politically. We can talk about it, we can discuss it, but at the end of the day, let me tell you this story. Everyone, this is a good story for you. I spoke with someone yesterday who, they have some friends that are they no longer live next to, but they were neighbors. They were immigrants. And when they first moved in, the kids were out playing in the backyard. And the lady came over to next door. She goes, "You don't know me. I'm a good person," right? So these were Middle Eastern people. Said, "I'm a good person. Just wanted to let you know that your kids are in my backyard playing." Because my daughter, apparently her daughter knew only 2 things in English. "Hi, my name is," and "come play." That's all she knew in English. "Hi, my name is," "come play." And so the kids hopped the fence and they went and they played. They're friends to this day, right?
Awesome.
And I thought, how much better would the world be if all we knew were 2 phrases? "Hi, my name is Luke, come play." Like, let's go have fun together. Let's enjoy life. I'm going to try to live my life more like this little kid that knew 2 things in English at the time. "Hi, my name is," "come play." And I think that's the way to go. Personally, that's my thought. Frog G says, "I'm wondering if someone stole that lady's precious." It's my precious. It's my precious. Well, Nick, guess what? It's a rare moment where we are caught up with the chat.
That is wonderful. I need just a second because I'm working on a prototype. And it's totally worth it.
Working on a prototype.
Yes.
And one thing that we didn't do, we didn't lose our audience entirely.
No, isn't it amazing?
Mm-hmm.
No, we have the best chat out there.
We do, yeah.
It really is one of the best chats out there.
Yeah, it's been very fun today. Again, show off one more time.
Let's see if I can get it, because it's on my Broken Vacuum 2024. There you go.
Broken Vacuum 2024. It doesn't suck.
It doesn't suck. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry,
yeah. Expect a t-shirt design.
There'll be a better version of that, but yeah, there you go.
Expect a t-shirt design in the next couple of days to be up on the website. Brian says, "Caught up with the chat, but now I'm here."
Hi, Brian. Great to see you.
Hello, Brian. It's good to see you.
I'll be seeing a lot more of you hopefully in a few minutes, so we can get things straightened out. And then tomorrow, bit of announcement, I will be taking over Never Mind the Furthermore for the Friday show, so Brian can go out doing his thing.
Gotta go do his thing. He's gotta go make the money.
Gotta make the bank. And we'll see how that goes, folks. You'll want to follow Brian K. Morris, the Brian K. Morris YouTube channel. Yes. Danny DeVito approved. Pillow Danny approved.
Danny DeVito. The one that we need.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
Johnny, when we say, Johnny says,
doing.
Every chat I'm in, I hear the host say, it is the best chat. I think they're just being nice to the audience. But have you noticed it's in every chat you're in? Johnny, you are a necessary element for the best chat. Because if you look, the people who are on this chat are usually in the other chats that I host at some point. It's almost like great creative people attract each other.
Froggy says you are the common factor.
Yeah.
You are the common factor. And 80s made consumer, welcome. Hey, how's it going today? You caught us right here at the end. We were wrapping things up right about the 1 hour and 42 minute mark. So we can get out there and get productive today.
Oh, yeah. I've got a golf course to probably work on.
Yeah, we got new merch to make. We got I got comic book pages to draw. A lot of comic book pages to draw. I've got not only mine, but I've got a couple other people's comic book pages to draw.
Whoa! I am not trying to oppose Nita. No. She scares me.
Nita versus Nick.
Nita versus Nick.
That would be funny. I don't think you could win.
Run away!
I don't see anyone beating Nita. Not with the drive she's got. She is not to be trifled with. Go check out 80s Maid's channel. Oh. Some great content. It is some great content. Man, I can't talk today.
I'm always looking for
Nick, tell everybody where they can find you today.
All right, folks, it's really easy. You can find me at nicholastalkert.com. I have a whole list of links there. Well, you'll find my art page on Deviant. You'll find my Amazon books. You'll find everything. I am currently running 2 YouTube channels that matter. The Historical Fencing Guild that is focused on swordplay and helping people learn how to sword fight. Basically, I give free lessons online. I publish books about it. We've got a great group. We've got practices starting up. We've had 2 this month. We're going to miss 2 weeks and have another. But I also have the Nicholas Talkert YouTube channel, which is my creative outlet. I do live draws. I do things that... well, see, I'm also part of that chat. So that tells you something there, Agent. Nita knows. But, and that channel, I can't talk about it yet, but we'll probably be getting a new to that channel show in the very near future. There's some amazing things where I'm going to have opportunities to help creators, and that's what I'm about. So, Luke, aside from reminding folks that the tip jar is at the bottom,
it is, yeah.
There's still time for a last-minute super chat, and there's always time to join the members on this lovely program.
Join the membership anytime. And I'm going to be doing some special live draw things for members only. I'm going to be doing, at certain tiers, there's going to be some videos, especially with the whole Comics Project thing, that only you're going to get. Some special extended videos that have more content to them and greater depth on certain topics that are going to be posted here in the next month or so. So yeah, check that out.
We need to do that draw chat show. I think once I get my tablet that you sent me, the beautiful thing set up, we need to do a format where we're sitting here and we draw what the chat wants. I think that would be a great.
Yeah, we'll let the chat decide and we draw it on the spot. That'd be a lot of fun. But and check out LukeStoneStudios.com. We've got merch up there. You can buy things. We're going to be having issue 3 remastered of Hybrids up there, hopefully very soon. Finishing up the lettering on that, and then it's going to be going to print. And then we'll have new issues of Hybrids up soon. Once we've done fulfillment will start very, very soon on the Killing Field Part 3. And so looking forward to that. It's going along great. We've got a couple of items still to order. I thought I'd ordered the last one, but I forgot about 2 things, and so we'll get those ordered and get those in. And then by the time the books and all that shows up, then we'll be able to get that out to everybody. And looking forward to it. I think it's... I'm excited about the book. It was finished last year before I got sick, so it'll be nice to get this in everyone's hands. And
I love hearing campaigns that the book is finished. That's one thing we don't hear enough of.
Yeah. There's a couple of campaigns I'm going to run this year where they're not finished, but that is only because we've got to be able to pay the artists. Because I'm not the artist on it. Someone else is doing it.
You've established yourself as a trustworthy
I hope
creator.
so.
I mean, your streams your campaigns. You say, I'm going to do this. Your stretch goals. You deliver the stretch goals. You fulfill on time. When there's an issue, you're completely transparent about it. Because shocking, everybody's going to have issues in this day and age with prices shifting and everything.
Yeah, paper shortages and things like that.
There are shortages everywhere, and that's one thing I love about Luke. When the world is going to pot, Luke gets more creative. He always No, seriously. We were talking about this during the pandemic. When the stuff was hitting the fan, we were busting our humps on what's going to be one of the best games ever made. And I don't say that lightly.
It's really shaping up, man.
I'm 2 years, if at least feel 2 years into this, and I can't wait to see that break and get that in my hot little hands.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's going to be a beautiful piece of work. And I can't wait for people to get that. I can't wait to get it finished. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but excited about that. We're also going to be launching the sign-up page for Rift Riders soon.
Oh, yeah, that's Piper's project, right?
Yeah, Piper and I. Yeah. We co-own that one, so looking forward to putting that one out into the world. That's going to be really fun. That's going to be
a fun one, like really genuinely fun. Not like oh god, it's so cool that we have all this going.
Yeah. A lot of fun stuff out there. But I want to remind everybody, please leave the wood pile a bit higher than you found it. Try to build up more than you tear down. Try to find the things that that connect you more than what separate you. And hi, my name's Luke. Come play. Wait, that sounds kind of bad.
You know Hi, my name's Nick. Come play.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah. You don't want to be a stranger danger.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger. And remember, folks, I think we finally found a political platform we can all agree on.
Yes.
Broken Vacuum 2024.
Broken Vacuum 2024.
Because
it doesn't suck. Phrasing. Yeah, we always have to worry about phrasing. So we are going to figure out everyone's phrasing. Yeah, it is all about phrasing and tone. So we're going to leave normally we leave with a little Benny Hill. And Benny Hill is not copyrighted anymore, at least here, so we don't get a copyright ding on it. But we're going to try something new to close out the channel, the stream today. So hopefully we'll see if this demonetizes me or not. So if you're watching this in playback and this bit just is cut off, you know why. We had to trim it. Here you go. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for hanging out.
Stay safe out there.
Stay safe out there, and God bless you all.
Let's be careful out there. Let's be careful out there. We had a 187 at the 7-Eleven on the corner of 4th and Main. Two Caucasians of the male persuasion put a bullet through the cashier's brain. Moving on, I see a 211, half a dozen 459, 218 W's a DTA, and several miscellaneous crimes. Homicide, arson, robbery, rape, everybody gets their share. Crime never sleeps, so stay awake. Let's be careful out there. 15 out of 20, that's Brewer Empress. We got several reports of nefarious sorts hanging down around Central West. And you foot patrols, keep a lookout for that supermarket Robin Hood. He been stealing from the stores and giving to the poor. He's the hero of the neighborhood. Homicide, arson, robbery, rape. It wouldn't hurt to stay our prayer. Play it tough.